So, welcome back. This is the fourth video that I've made on this channel. Hopefully everything looks fine. So, the title of this video is really about exactly what the title sounds like. I lost $1,300 trading live. So, if you're tuning back in, I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot, actually. I've been struggling with getting the setup and recording this video a couple times because I like to make sure everything is on point and make sure that I'm explaining everything to the best of my ability, because I'm not the best at explaining, especially when I'm recording. It's kind of, I don't know, it's more difficult for me. But yeah, man, so I lost $1,300 trading live. That hurts, and especially as a novice trader, a beginner trader, losing that much kind of hurts. It's $1,300. It's a lot, but it's not at the same time. But to a novice trader, to somebody like me and somebody who else is starting out in trading, it's a good amount to lose when you're first starting. Um, but so I didn't make a video about going live. I didn't really see a point. I'd rather make a video like this, like I'm doing now, over something that's actually interesting. Because if I just made a video about going live or any other video, I feel like it wouldn't be as good. Typically, I feel like a video like this, you probably wouldn't want to make a video about, because losing money it sucks. But at the same time, I saw it as an opportunity to just kind of come clean and I don't know, talk about it and talk about everything I learned. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I wrote them down, and I'm gonna use this whiteboard to just write them down so y'all can see it, and it might be easier to just digest. Um, and it helps me to stay organized, because when I record, I tend to just like yap about everything. So this is helping me to stay structured and to stay on topic of what really matters. So I'll give you the background of how I went live first, and kind of what's happened enabled for me to lose $1,300, and then I'll tell you everything that I learned. And then after, I will literally show you the account that I've been trading on, of where I lost the 1,300. So, to the person that's teaching me trading, my friend Nick, um, I asked him if he thinks it's a good idea to go live, because I've been trading for 6 to 7 months, on demo. And so what I did originally is I just started a $200 account, and I just kind of wanted to see what it would be like to just trade with a little bit of money. And so with that $200 account, I did 10 bucks a trade. It's nothing crazy. I just wanted to see what the emotional side of trading live is like, because on demo you don't get that. On demo you kind of just battle with the idea of being right and wrong and kind of feeding the ego. I didn't really struggle with that. At first I did, but then I started to really just, it's that didn't matter. But when it came to live, it's okay, I have to be right, and I also have to make money when it comes to being live. So let's see what it feels like. So I loaded a $200 account. It's real small. I was okay with losing $200. Um, and I didn't really notice anything, actually. Trading live with $200, it didn't really do anything. The only thing that I noticed was that the size of the account from 200 to 3,000. So that was really it. You can't really do much with a $200 account as you can on a 3K account. So I was okay, that's not shit. So I loaded the account up to 2,000, because originally, I think I said in 3 videos, or the video before this one, I said that I was going to start with I was gonna save I don't know, 5 to 10K, and then trade with that. Not all of it, but out of that 5 to 10K, I'd take 2,000 of it and put it in an account and trade with it, because I'm okay with losing $2,000 on trading. That's my risk tolerance. That's the max. Losing more than that, I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't want to lose more than 2K. And I lost 1,300, which I'll explain. But so I loaded up a 2K account, and I asked my friend Nick. I was like, man, what do you think about me just starting live? I know I've only been trading for 6 to 7 months, because he recommends trading, demo trading, for 6 months to a year, maybe even 2 years. And so I asked him, and he was like, actually, I think it's a good idea. It's if a couple things have to be true. If you're right now making profit on demo, right? And then if you're okay with losing this specific amount, then if both those answers are true and it's a yes, then it wouldn't be bad to start. And so on demo, I was doing great on demo. Like I was doing great until I switched to this live, which I'll explain it here in a minute. But um, so I was like, okay. So I started a 2K account, and then what? This is the crazy part of it's not really like a huge deal, but to somebody like me, and I'll explain it. But the kind of person that I am, I'm very prideful. If you know me and you're watching this video, like I'm very prideful, and I'm very like um, I'll do it myself. I don't really want help. I'm tired of feeling like I'm being spoon fed. Um, and it's a greater story to tell if I start everything from the bottom and grow it and get to the place that I want to be in life. And I do that by myself without anybody's help. Um, it's a greater story to tell. It's more of a chip on my shoulder. It's just more prideful. And so my friend Nick asked me, he was like, what do you think about, how about he told me, because he knows me pretty well. He was like, how about, I know your knee jerk reaction is going to be no, but just hear me out. I'll give you an account to trade on, and the money that you're going to put towards trading for yourself, you can keep that money, and any money that you're going to put aside for trading, you can keep that. And any profits you make on this account, you get to keep, right? And it's a 10K account. And my initial reaction, like I just said, was like, no, right? Like I'd rather just suffer and figure it out myself. But then he was like, if you really look at it, if you just take the pride out of the equation and you just look at it, logically, it is the best decision for you right now, because on a 2K account, it's not really going to change a lot. The money you'll be making, it'll be a little bit, but it's not going to be anything that's going to like help you get anywhere quicker. It'll be built slowly over time, which I was okay with originally. Um, I started to think about it. I'm like, man, a 10K account over a 2K account. Like, imagine the growth financially, and like imagine the growth as a trader, most importantly, and being able to trade with the kind of funds of a 10K account rather than a 2K account, right? So it took me a while to answer that question, and finally I was like, you know what, I'll take it. And he was like, I don't know why you're making a big deal out of it, but to somebody like me, man, like that's a big deal, and like it needs to be thought about, because I was afraid of how it would sound to, I don't know, because since I document this journey since day one of like me starting trading, um, I was afraid of how it would sound, but it's not really that bad of a deal, right? And this kind of leads into the first thing that I was going to write on this, of the first thing that I learned, which is, hopefully it's big enough on the screen. But the first thing that I learned was, ooh, my handwriting sucks. Anyways, it's like one of the first things I learned was like accepting help. And it's that taking a 2K account or taking a 10K account over a 2K account, I had to learn to be okay with accepting help, even if I'm prideful and I'm like, I can do it myself, right? I was talking to I wasn't even talking to multiple people about this. Um, it's funny because I read a quote the other day at my second job, which is at a rec center. I read a quote, and it was basically along the lines of like, no man is an island. And I was like, that is huge, because that's actually really true. Like nobody goes through life not getting help in some way, which is very, very true. And people accept help all the time. There's people that start businesses and it'll be them by themselves, and they'll have like a friend or an uncle or a family member or some other random person that is like, here's $25,000 or $100,000. Take this and put it towards your business and using it as an investment and to like grow. And that's how people go from good to better to great, you know? And so I had to be okay with accepting help, especially a 10K account. So that was something to like, it was a hard pill to swallow. It was something to be like, okay, like logically it is the best decision. And it doesn't matter how it sounds, it's the truth, and people take help all the time. And I'm pretty sure I wouldn't just be offered this account if like this person thought that I was just gonna blow it all, right? They're okay if I do blow it all, but they probably don't think that that's gonna happen, my friend Nick. And so it took a while. Honestly, I feel like this is like the biggest part because it finally made me to be able to not feel guilty, but to accept it. And that even if you're given a 10K account, or if one of you guys are like given like a $50,000 account, right? You still have to have the skill set to grow it, even if it's handed to you or gifted or whatever you want to use to describe it, right? You still have to have a skill, a good skill set to grow it. And it doesn't matter how it sounds. So that was like the first thing that I had to learn was just accepting help. And that's the biggest one. And maybe you can take that advice even if you're not trading. Maybe you're just in your own lane doing something else. And being open to accepting help. There's nothing wrong with it. But for somebody like me who's prideful, again, it was a big decision for me. But man, yeah, it was a big step for me. Now let's talk about this 10K account, right? This I starred this one, okay? This is the biggest, bro. I started, okay? This is like the number one thing of where I went wrong. So let's talk about the difference between a 10K account and a 2K account. With this 2K account, right? This is gonna be my own money. Sorry, I'm like looking over here to make sure that I'm still in frame. Um, but with this 2K account, that was my 2K, right? This 10K account, it's still mine because any profits that I make, I get to keep it. So I care for it like it's my own. It was just handed to me. It was given to me. So it's not really mine, but at the same time it is because I'm the one managing this whole account. But with this 2K account, right? The whole goal this is going to be difficult to explain because I'm trying to help build like the mind frame I was in given this account, right? This is the part that I was afraid of because I kind of knew that this would happen when I was given this account. With the 2K account, the way that I traded on demo for 6 to 7 months, again, I had really good results. The way that I traded on demo, if I would have taken my 2K account live, I would have traded the exact same way. The exact same way, right? With the strategy, the risk structure that I use, the strategy, the entries that I look for, right? I would have traded the exact same with this 2K account. And I would have done what I normally do. I would have stuck to what I know on this live account. And that's the first thing is like stick to what you know, right? Let me go ahead and write it. I'm going to write it in all caps. Stick to what you know, right? And I put equals demo because when I got this 10K account, what was going through my mind was like, okay, I have 10K to trade with. It's really like 14K. So the account is sitting at 12,700 right now. It's not 14K. The mind frame that I was in when I had this account, I'm like, okay, let's put it into like a pretty number of like, if I take $200 per trade, right? $200 per trade. If I make $200 in a day, that's like both of my jobs because I work 12 to 15 hours a day. This is both of my jobs combined in one day that I can make on this account. On the 2K account, I can't do $200 a trade. I'm gonna blow that, right? It takes like 10 trades and it's gone. Whereas on the 10K account, the 14K account, right, I can do 70 trades. If I lose 70, then the account is blown. I don't think I'm losing 70 trades in a row. And so what I was thinking is like I do like $200 a trade, maybe 250, maybe 300 a trade, right? That's enough in a day to like cancel out my jobs, or even add on the funds that I'm making from my jobs. But I was like, okay, $200. Now, how can I make it quicker? Right? You can make it quicker by trading on the lower time frames. And on demo, I'd never traded the lower time frames. I did for a short period of time. I opened like a different demo account. Only did like 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minutes, but I didn't do it for that long. From the get-go of demo trading, the thing that I stuck with was the demo and the 4 hour. I never did the 15 minute. right? On this account, this 10K plus account, I traded on a 15-minute time frame only for the last 2 weeks, right? I've been doing this live account for 2 weeks. It's been like really 13, 12 or 13 days specifically, but like roughly 2 weeks. So I blew 1,300 in 2 weeks. It's like almost $100 a day. It's kind of bad, but um, the way I was trading was not the same. I didn't stick to what I knew, and I was like, how can I make more money and make it quicker? Well, a big lot size, and on the 15-minute time frame. The risk structure that I use to help manage trades and be right more than I'm wrong is IDCA. And it's not martingale, it's not grid trading, it's not any of that. You can call it whatever. I'm not doubling my positions, but I'm adding into the trades when it goes against me. Um, and so that's the trading style that I did on demo for the last 6 7 months, and I was doing great with that. Okay, I was doing great. Once I got this account, I was like, okay, let's set a stop loss and a target profit and just $200 a trade because I became money hungry, and it feeds into the next one of the thing that I'm gonna write too. But the point is, my mindset changed, and I didn't stick to what I knew when I was trading on demo. I did a completely different strategy, which is boneheaded and stupid, right? That's okay. Let's break it down in like an analogy sense, bro. That's like an architect working on a blueprint for a house that he's gonna build for like 6 to 7 months, and he's got the blueprint and it's here and ready. And he goes to the site where it's gonna be built, and he looks at the blueprint and he's just like, yeah, and he crumbles it and is like, I'll just build it from scratch how I think it's gonna work. And then he ends up building a shit house. That's basically what I did, but trading wise. I built this blueprint for myself in demo for the last 6 to 7 months and didn't even stick to it. When you put it like that, that's pretty stupid, right? Yeah. Um, so I didn't stick to what I knew. I traded on the 15 minute because let me break it down. When I did a $200 per trade, the lot size that I was using was a point 0.4. That's heavy, especially if you're DCAing, which is adding into losing trades. Point 0.4 is a big size. It's not recommended to use that lot size. What's more recommended is like a point 0.04 rather than a point 0.4, right? Or a point 0.5 or a point 0.6, point 0.7, depending on how much you're okay with risking. I did a point 0.4, and especially on the 15-minute time frame, because on the 15-minute it's so volatile and things happen so quickly that you'll have to add into trades way quicker than if you were to do on like the daily or the 4 hour. And that's where I messed up. I was doing a heavy lot size on a low time frame, right? Heavy lot size, low time frame, and I was adding way, way, way too often into these trades. It's like $200. It goes against me. $200. Another goes against me. $200. It's like I'm messing that up. That's not how you do it. That's not how I've been teaching myself and learning how to do it either. So I say all that to say the point is I did not stick to what I knew, and that just like destroyed me. And I think that is the biggest reason as to why I lost $1,300, right? Because it's known in trading that people lose money. Like when you trade, you're guaranteed to lose money. You can also make money, but it's very risky. Hardly like no one ever finds success in trading. Trading is difficult. Most people lose money. So it's given that you're gonna lose money, right? But in the way that I lost it is what bothers me is because I know that I wasn't sticking to what I knew, and that is what messed me up in the end. That was a very like drawn out answer, but I really want to make sure that I'm building this lesson and to like drive this into my own brain. I'm like, dude, stick to what you know. You've been working on this for 6 to 7 months, and then you get on live and you do something completely different. And these next two, it fits in with this one, is because this one was like physically what I was doing, right? I was doing a whole different trading style than what I'm used to. These next two that I'm going to write on here that I learned also fit into the psychology part of where I messed up. So before I write these next two, I really want to make something clear. The lessons that I'm saying that I learned are not a universal truth to trading. There could be so many different things that somebody could have learned from the experience that I had trading live. Somebody could have found, you could have had a, I don't know, you could have learned something completely different. You would have wrote down different things than I did. So I'm not saying that this is universal truth or a universal law to trading in general. This is just my own experience of what I noticed for the last 2 weeks of where I messed up. And I think it's a good one. Because imagine if you're trading with a 1K account and then somebody comes along and is like, hey man, I see you're really working hard. You're really trying your best to make this work. Let me help you out. Here's a $20,000 account. I'm sure anybody would be like, oh, 20K account. That means that I can do like $500 a trade, right? And I get to like make more money and I get to make it happen quick, right? These next two really fit into the mindset part. So I wanted to make that clear that these are my own personal lessons that I've learned from trading these last 2 weeks, especially live. And I felt every single emotion possible trading live: anger, frustration, upset, patience, annoyance. Even when I like at one of my jobs, so I work at a grocery store. I won't say the name because I don't think I'm allowed to. And then I work at an athletic center. At the athletic center, I'm able to sit on the computer, right? So they don't advise phones, but I get on the computer and I look at charts. And I'll pull out my phone and I'll like enter trades, right? When I was live, I was getting annoyed because I'd enter and I'd see that my position was going in drawdown. And then customers would come up and I'd kind of be annoyed. But I'm not annoyed at them. I'm annoyed that I'm losing money. And I'm annoyed that I'm not sticking to what I'm doing, what I know that I should be doing. And people are talking to me. It's like I'm annoyed. I'm not focused, right? There's so many things that I was messing up on. But the thing that got me, and if when I was explaining this, it might even occur to your brain. It's like, that's greedy. You're a greedy boy. You're greedy boy, right? And you will pay for it, you greedy boy. That should be what's going through your head. Like, oh, that sounds like you're being greedy, Kirk. And you're exactly right. That's the third thing that I wrote is greed. My handwriting is not good. I swear I write better than this. But greed, you know, that was like a driving factor into a lot of the decisions that I made, and it was stupid. And the next one that goes into it is I was greedy is because, for one, I wasn't being aware of the decisions that I was making. So that's the next one, of being aware. Right, awareness slash I wrote patience. Right, and I'll show you how these kind of go in together. This is so sloppy, but awareness and patience. I was being greedy because I was not patient enough to still sit in my situation of working two jobs, working like 60 to 70 hours a week. And I'm tired of it, right? I'm tired of living this lifestyle. I'm tired of working two jobs. I'm tired of working myself like a dog. I'm literally getting physically sick because I'm not making enough time to sleep. I'm making more time for my job so I can make money to fund trading, so that then trading can help be the path that I take to where I want to be in life, right? I was greedy, and I'm not patient enough to still sit in this uncomfortable spot of working two jobs and making myself sick and not getting sleep and still trying to make time for the people that I care about in my life, right? I was like, I need this to hurry up. I need this to go faster. So it started to feed the greed that sat in my mind and like the decisions that I was making. And when I told Nick, right, he can still see the account because it's under his like email and all that stuff. So he can see my margin was getting chewed up, which I'll show you here in a minute. My margin was getting chewed. And so I remember he texted me. He's like, "Yo, man, your margin's getting chewed up." He was like, "Yeah, DCAing on the lower time frames is not really smart, especially with a high lot size. You know, that's just something that new traders do." And I'm like, whole time I'm like, bro, I know, bro. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it's just I was getting ahead of myself, and it's exactly what I did. And even he told me, he was like, it's good that you're aware of this, and it's good to stay aware because then you get to make better decisions. Because better decisions lead to better results. It's kind of how life works, right? Better decisions you make, the better quality of life that you get for yourself. That's kind of why I like trading a lot, because a lot of it, the lessons that you learn, you learn about yourself. It's like trading kind of holds a mirror to you and like shows you who you are and all the bad sides of you. And it's like, oh, I need to work on this. Because like I need to be patient with trading, and I also need to be patient with life and people and situations and everything else, right? These two are kind of getting drawn out. But again, I think it's good to give you like the value and the mindset of how I'm thinking about this, and maybe it'll help. But awareness and patience, awareness of your greediness, and awareness of your impatience. Yeah, it's kind of humiliating, not gonna lie, but it's good to know, and I'm glad that I'm able to even share this with everyone. So yeah, and so that kind of feeds into the fourth one, or the fifth one, really. What I really should have done is gone slow, right? I should have started off slow if necessary, and that's exactly what this one is. Um, go slow if it's kind of hard to write like this. How do you spell? I'm stupid. I'm just kidding. I'm not stupid. I'm just having my moments. Everybody has theirs. Go slow if necessary. I wasn't, bro. I was given this account and I started sprinting before I could even know how to crawl on this account. And what I should have done is like on my 3K account on demo, what I was doing is when I DCA, I was using like a 0.01 lot size or a 0.02 if I wanted to get freaky, right? Get a little loosey goosey with it. I'd use like a 0.02, maybe even a 0.03. And it'd be like the smallest lot size that you can trade over multiple pairs, right? You can trade multiple pairs. Sometimes it'd go into profit, sometimes it'd go into drawdown. But you use a small lot size to where it's not gonna kill you, because you must plan on adding into zones and adding at a specific point and planning everything out. And that's another thing that I learned. I didn't write it down. That's another thing that I learned was actually not even that I learned. It's just something that I didn't do. But with the 10K account, I was just adding. Normally, I plan out. Okay, I think if price goes against me here, I'm going to add at this place. And if it continues against me and I enter here, then I'm going to add at this next position, and we'll manage like as it goes. That is what I was doing, and I was getting great results. I didn't do that on live. Don't know why. Boneheaded decision again. But anyways, go slow if you have to. I should have started off with like maybe a 0.02 lot size or a 0.03, right? More than I was doing on demo because I have a bigger account. Should have done like 0.05 maybe. You know, that's not that bad. And it adds up. Using a small lot size and adding in every so often, it really adds up. That's the thing too, is it happens quick and it adds up. Soon you'll start, you'll enter and it's like you pull the target profit. Because I use MetaTrader 5, and if you pull the target profit, you can see the money amount that you're using, and it's like, oh, if it only gets here, only make like $20 or like $40. That's not really a lot. But when price starts doing what price does and you start adding in, it becomes a lot more. Then those positions turn into like $200 positions, right? But I should have started off slow, and that's where I messed up too. Now, I'm not gonna beat myself up because that's like these five are like the things where like, man, I didn't do this right, didn't do this right, didn't do this right, I didn't do this right, right? And I think what I need to really remember, and this is like what I've been taught. I'm just gonna erase these just to kind of build, give myself some more space. Let's see. There you go. I have this monitor. I don't even use this monitor. I need to get rid of it. What I need to remember, like I was saying, I'm not gonna beat myself up because this is also a truth in trading, and I've been told this a lot by Nick, who's teaching me trading. My coach, my mentor, really my like best friend. But it's to remember that there are going to be good months and there's going to be bad months. So I'll just write good months and bad months. Hopefully that's legible. Yeah, that's fine. But there's good months and bad months in trading. There's ups and downs. and it kind of sounds like life. There's good days and there's bad days, right? But with trading, this is kind of like the formula to profitability. I could be wrong, but I think if I remember correctly, this is what I was told, is that as long as, like there's good months and there's bad months, you'll have profitable months, you have non-profitable months where you won't do as well. I need some water. True. But the point is, it's kind of like the formula. As long as you're, what's the word? What's the phrase really? As long as you're making more than you're losing, that's profitability. As long as on trades your profits outweigh your losses, you are over the long term, right? Over the long period of time, you'll make money. If you lose $100, let's say you take 5 trades and you lose 2 trades, each one for $100, right? And you win 3 trades, right? You make $100. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you have, or even if you have 4 winning trades and you have 1 losing trade, you have like a 75% win rate. If you lose 4, or if you win 4 and you lose 1, right? You have $400, you have $100, you make $300 for every 5 trades. That's profitable. If you take 20 trades, right? What's the quick math on that? I love math. I should be able to figure that out. Basically, you have a 75% win rate. And for every 5 trades, you make $300. If you take 20 trades, you make $1,200, right? That's profitable over a long period of time. And so you take more trades than that on different pairs, on a lot more different pairs, right? You're making money. That's the whole point with trading, is like your trading system will lose. It'll have months of losing, it'll have days of losing, and then it'll also have long periods of times of winning. And I feel like any new trader, thankfully I have the right teacher and the right person telling me how to trade. But with good months and bad months, I feel like any other trader will be like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do this. I have to find like a whole new thing, and I should start using Fibonacci, I start using like trend lines, I start using all these different, not connotations, but like, what's the word? Just all these different indicators, right? To figure out what price is doing. And they start to just drive themselves insane and then like develop shiny object syndrome and not stick to the same thing. I'm not doing that. I could be like, DCA didn't work for me, right? But I know that it's because I have enough awareness to be like, I messed this up and this is where I went wrong. I'm going to stick to what I know. I'm going to continue to do it because I'm just seeing losing 1,300 as just a bad 2 weeks. I'm seeing it as like a slap on the wrist, right? I strayed away from my blueprint and I paid the cost for it. Literally, I paid the cost for it. But only losing 1,300, I see that as like just a scratch. Like I could have lost way more. I could have blown the whole account. I could have lost 5K rather than 1,300. I really would have been sick, bro. I would have been thrown up. I probably wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I lost 5K out of the 14. Bro, yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be making this video, to be honest. No, I'm just kidding. I probably still would, but like, bro. But I'm going to stick to what I know, like the first thing. And there's good months and bad months. It's kind of like yin and yang, if you believe in that. If you believe that that's like how it works. Like Taoism, basically. There's good and there's bad. There's good months and there's bad months. But I'm going to stick to what I know, and I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing. I just had a bad 2 weeks. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. And so with this being said, I think a good thing to remember, and this is the next thing that I learned, is just to remain humble. I'm just gonna write humble. And I say that because like there was a trade, and I'm gonna show you here in a minute, where I had like a $400 winner. It was like more than 400, and I made 400. I'm like, bro, what? Like I made $400. I remember I told my girlfriend, I was like, I made $400. She's like, oh my gosh, like good job. That's crazy. And then like the next day, I closed multiple positions in a loss of like $800. And I didn't want to show her that either. I was like, I kind of don't want to show you. But I ended up showing her, and she was like, wow. I was like, I know. It comes and goes. What comes will go. So, just to remain humble. I remember I made $200 the first couple trades, and I was like, I made $200. Like, this shit's working. And then I ended up losing like triple that the next day, right? And I made some back and I lost more, and I made a good chunk back and I lost more. It was just back and forth between like winning and losing, but more losing than winning, obviously, because I lost 1,300. Um, but just to remain humble, that one's quick, because I started to get ahead of myself. I'm like, I can do this. Like, what? I made $400. Like, more trades like this, I'm good. And what's funny is the $400 winner that I just said. Guess what time frame that was on? It was on the it was on the daily. It was like maybe the 4 hour. It was on the higher time frame what I've been sticking to, and it was a winner. But whatever. Yeah. So it sucked. And so with all these winners and all these losers and like not remaining humble, and it's just like beating myself up. The thing that I after I kept losing and I kept losing and I kept losing and I kept just like, all right, this trade's not gonna work out. So I'd like pull the plug from it and let it just close, and I had a big loss. I started to develop a lot of fear. I was like, what if this next trade I take ends up losing and I lose another $200, which I don't want to do, right? And that's what I kept. That was my mindset too. I'd place a heavy lot size on a 15-minute time frame. I'm like, okay, if it comes up to here, let's say I buy and it hits my target profit, I make 200. If it hits my stop loss, I lose 200, right? I'd see price start going towards my stop loss. I'm like, I don't want to lose this trade. And so what I did is I entered again at a heavy lot size. It's stupid. It's such like brain dead decision making. That's what got me. And so I was like, I don't want to lose it, right? But so instead I added to it, and then that would equate to like a higher loss when I could have just took the 200 loss and like moved on. But instead I added to it and ended up putting myself in an even worse position. And so that started to make me like develop some fear. I'm like, bro, I'm scared to take my next trade because what if it loses? Or like, what if, I don't know, I blow the account with this next decision? And then the one that I made the $400 on was my next trade. I remember when I was like, I'm kind of scared to take a trade. And the next trade I took was the $400 winner on the daily. I was so scared. I was like, let me go back to the daily and place a trade there. And then that one ended up working out, right? And so the next thing that I was going to write is like dive into fear, is because, let me write, yeah, dive into fear. Right. Dive into fear. I started to get scared. I was like, I don't think I want to make this next trade on GU. It was on GU, GBP USD, and I was like, I don't want to take this trade, but I ended up taking it anyways because it looks good. It was a great decision. But if I didn't take that trade, I probably would have made another boneheaded trade and lost more money. But I was like, it's all right. I think this trade looks good. I'm sticking to the daily instead of the 15-minute. I'll stick to this. And I ended up winning. And that actually probably helped turn that 1,300 into 1,300 rather than like a $1,700 loss. Or even more than that. I don't know. But I cannot let the fear control me. I cannot let the fear steer my decision making and being afraid to take the next chance. When that next chance could be one that's going to help wipe out all the losses that I made. And it's to not be afraid of seeing red in your account and like losing and like, man, I'm scared to take the next trade because what if the next one is going to be a loser also? That next one could be a winner. So that was like, it was kind of like a big turning point for me. I was like, you know what? I didn't let fear steer my decision making, and I chose to take the trade, and it ended up winning. So there we go. That's like one of the last ones. I have one more that I learned also, and this kind of just happened after like the end of this 2 weeks, like a couple days ago, and I was like, I'm very appreciative of just all this, of being in the position that I am and being on the path that I am. And that's just the last thing, is to remain like appreciative of where I'm at. And that's it. That's like the last thing that I learned, was just remaining appreciative. And it's like, of course you're appreciative. You just got a 10K account. Who wouldn't be, right? But I was appreciative of I was appreciating the whole thing, this whole journey I'm at, this apartment that I'm in, the 2 jobs that I work, even if I'm not getting a lot of sleep, and I'm not eating enough, and I'm not drinking enough water, I'm not taking care of my body physiologically, right? Um, I was still very grateful, and I was still like thankful for the jobs that I have and the path that I'm on, and being able to afford an apartment, and being able to stumble upon something like trading, right? I wasn't this thankful for the marketing agency, which I started like 5 years ago, and I'm no longer doing. But even before I got the 10K account, dude, I was so thankful that I'm even saving up money to put into this account, that I even have $2,000 to even start with, and to even being able to work on myself mentally and who I am, and to just get better. And then being given this account makes me even more appreciative, because like, man, like, people, I have people who care about me in my life, like my parents, my sister, some friends. Like, it's great, and it makes me appreciate everything. And so it makes me want to like be more careful this in these next coming weeks, and like the month of February, when it comes to trading, and more appreciative of people in my life, moving forward. It was a very enlightening 2 weeks, man. I learned a lot, and I'm glad to even be where I'm at. And kind of corny, but I mean, it's the truth, man. It's like, stop, smell the roses a little bit, and appreciate everything, and to have an amazing girlfriend and a cool family, and just people in my life who care about me, man. It's great. So I'm gonna show y'all the account. That's everything that I've learned. Hopefully this helped somebody. Maybe you're watching this video after I posted, or maybe you're watching this video like 5 years from now. And it's funny to say that, because I really do think that I will be in a position one day where I can look back on this video and be like, I remember that phase of my life where I lost $1,300 in this account. Be like, this is where I started. That's so funny to look back on, right? Maybe you're watching this now, or you're watching it later on in life. You know, hopefully this helped you, and hopefully like you can take what I've learned for myself, and to turn it into something. Or maybe you see from my mistakes and you're like, okay, I just started going live. I'm not gonna do that same thing. To be patient, to just go through the suck, right? Because pressure makes diamonds. Immense heat, diamonds get cut, and it's like it hurts, right? But you have to go through the suck to like enjoy the fruits of your labor later down the road. Um, but I'm very thankful, man. So I'll switch over to the account. I have a Discord server where it's just myself, where I post like my before and afters of trades, so I can learn and develop my subconscious to like pick out good trades versus bad trades. This is what my friend Nick has told me to start with. Um, but I'm gonna show y'all. It's like our our account, my account. But I guess I'll go over and show you. But it's a Discord server with just me in it. I post everything in there for myself to just look at and study. So I'll switch over to there, kind of wrap this video up, but show you all the results in the trades. And with everything that I just said on here, you'll start to see everything was on the 15-minute time frame. The entries, though, like where I entered my positions, is about where I would enter. It's what I did after I entered is where it effed me, right? Pause. But like that's where it messed me up. So I'll show y'all. I'll go over to this channel, or to the Discord server. There we go. So this is my server. This is like my everything. So I have some screenshots of the winners and the losers, which I'll go over. Here's the picture of the account. So this is on MetaTrader 5. I had an account called Taking the Offer for practicing with this 10K account. Here's my account. I had $2,000 in there. I pulled it out because like I already have money to trade with live. So it's live here, as you can see, with $12,701. So I lost like $1,300 basically. I just covered out some personal information, but that is the account. So I'm trading on that one. And here is where the beginning happened. So with the 14K, the balance, or this like the fees and swaps for holding positions for a certain amount of time. And as you can see, the first like 5 trades were really like 1, 2, 3 trades that I took were losers. You can kind of see the lot size is like 0.1. That's still kind of heavy if you're DCAing. That one I just did a small amount just to see what it would be like with a 0.1. 0.2, 0.05, which is about the right thing to do, 0.05. Another 0.05 on Euro CHF. And then here we go with the Euro CHF 0.4 at a loss of $82. That, I wouldn't say that I started revenge trading, but I was like, okay, that sucked. Well, let's find another opportunity for me to make some money back. So GU, this one, 0.03, which is good. Another USD CAD trade for a sell of 0.03 made, $67 combined, like $68, right? USD CAD right now is insane. Everybody's waiting for it to drop, so I'm surprised I even profited. It was on the 15-minute. Everything right here is on the 15-minute. And you can see Euro CHF down here again, which I entered again at another sell, which I ended up being right. If I would have just stayed in these, I would have been fine. This $82 loss would have probably turned into a winner, but it is what it is. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Here we are again, Euro CHF 0.4 lot size. Again, this is way too heavy for the DCA approach that I'm doing, but it still ended up being profitable. Being a winning trade. I wouldn't say profitable, but being a winning trade. Here's the next screenshot right after. There's another GU trade of 0.1. After this, man, you can see it starts going downhill. 0.6, right? I'll show you the screenshots, but this is in the 15-minute time frame. NZD-JPY, it's in a 0.4 lot size, a loss of 114. This GU trade slapped me in the face. 415 loss. That one hurt. I actually started to kind of cry. I'm just kidding. Not really, but I felt like it. 0.6 on GU, another $200 loss. GU, another loss. NJ, 2 losses, like 3, 4 losses, right? And it was kind of smaller, 0.4, 0.04, 0.4. Just a lot. That's a lot of red. Okay. This next screenshot, I think it gets ugly again. So, NZD CAD, a loss, right? These ones aren't bad. AUD JPY, the green bar means it hit my target profit. So wherever I drag the I'm like, okay, I think when it gets here, that's my target profit. Exit me at this unit measure. So I made like $120. This GU trade, dude, I was like euphoric after I saw this closed. This actually could have been a $700 winner. It probably would have worked out, but I was like, I'd rather just go ahead and take my 400 rather than letting it hit my target profit and maybe hit 700, but I also could have lost 700, so that was scary too. GA, right now I'm just showing you the numbers. I'll show you the positions and everything, the juicy stuff, but this is just the numbers, just to show you what I was seeing over the course, because this started on the 20th, right? January 20th is when I really took my first trade. And, this is on like the 23rd, 25th. I had a 370 loss, 92 loss, 286 loss, 209 loss. I just started getting punched in the face, bro. So as you can see at the bottom, it's like 1330 in a loss, a profit of negative 1330. So the account was like 12,600. So after I took this screenshot, I made a little bit of money back. So it's at like 12,701, as y'all saw in that bottom screenshot. But here are some of the entries that I took. And I'll do these quickly because I know this is a long video. So if you're still watching, man, thank you, because you're actually taking the time to learn from somebody else's mistakes. Or maybe you're just, I don't know. But here we go. 15-minute time frame. You can kind of see how price is doing. I think this gap is like when the market closed and then when it re-enters. And so right here, I was like, man, I look for when price makes a move like this, right? I'm like, that's a good enter for a buy. When price goes really far in one direction, or when it beats a new low, or when it beats a new high, it will normally, test back after, or it will normally test the low after. If it beats a new low and creates a new one, it normally makes, a reversion back, because Forex is a mean reverting market. So I bought. That one ended up winning. This was Euro CHF. I think. So one was in a profit. The other one was in like a slight loss, and I exited where that red arrow is. But this one, the profit on this one was outweighed the loss on this one, so that was good. This one, dude, like you can see, I did terrible. So Euro CHF, minute 15. I entered here, and it stopped me out on this other red arrow. I sold right here because I thought like, okay, that's a good price action. I sold and price continued. and I got stopped out and I lost. Then what I did is I bought, and no, excuse me. This red arrow, this blue arrow right here is where I exited at a loss. I entered where this red arrow is, right below the blue one. I entered in a sell. Price went against me more in this zone, this resistance zone, and I sold again. And then price found resistance. And I could have exited right here, but instead I decided to keep it open because I wanted this one to be like a big winner. And it came back up and went down. It came back up and it really went down. I was like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and exit. So made a profit on that one. Here we are again. I sold, exited here. Wasn't bad. So I was like, you know, I'm not doing too bad. You know, here we go. And another loser. So on Euro CHF again, I sold. It stopped me out. I think that was already one that I showed here though, right? And then these ones, this was the big loser for 400 on GU. I sold. It went against me. I sold again. And then price never came back, right? That's the point of DCAing, is you enter and then maybe it goes against you and you enter again, like right here, and then price finally starts going where you think it will go. That didn't happen. And it closed up here and I lost. So that was like a $400 loss. This one was like 200. This one's like 200. Yeah, man, that like make a grown man cry, bro. So I bought here on GU on the 1 hour. That one ended up closing in profit, which is good. I sold. This one went in profit also. I sold. I thought it would find some resistance, and then I exited here. This was the big winner right here, was where I bought, and then price went way up, and I entered there, or I exited there, and that was like the $400 winner. And then stuff just starts getting ugly here. Huge loss on GU. You can't really see it, but I entered down here in a sell, and I exited for a huge loss. I sold again right here, and it stopped me out for another loss. Another NJ huge loss. I sold here. Price went against me more, and I got stopped out. I sold again here, got stopped out in both of these positions right here, and it stopped me out. I sold again, got stopped out. It's just, gosh, bro, just foolishness. That's all it is. It's just foolishness. And we are again. You can see all these are like minute 30, minute 15. I never trade these, dude. So this one hurt too. On GA, I sold here. It went against me. I sold again. It went against me. I sold again, and then it just kept climbing, and then it ended up losing. I sold again up here somewhere, and this one closed up here at like the point, or the 1.98, and hurt. I use this red line as where I would either take profit or where I would enter again, right? Or where I would, in this case, I used it where I would pull profits if price got back down here, and it didn't. So that one hurt. And here's a couple more. Here's Euro USD. I sold here and got stopped out on the minute 15. I thought this was a really good entry because price made a new high. I wouldn't say a new high, but you know, it moved really far in one direction with very little pullback, and then it trickled down. If I entered right here and then, you know, like I went for a sell, I probably would have, you know, made some profit on there, but I didn't, and I let price go even further, and I was like, okay, this is a good spot. It's right, kind of right here at this zone. I sold and got stopped out. It hurts. And then the last one, this is another GA, right? I think I already showed this one, but these are like just the main big losses that really hurt in the end. So, a lot of boneheaded decisions, y'all. A lot of boneheaded decisions. So I'm going to switch back to the screen here, but just to kind of wrap up the video. It was kind of like a long video. I'm getting kind of tired. I'm about to go hang out with my girlfriend and enjoy the rest of the day off, but it's a pretty value-packed video, and I feel like my voice is getting scratchy. I've been talking too much, but that's it, y'all. You know, again, to kind of sum it up, started a small account. I didn't really tell the difference with trading live, so I opened up a big one, a 2K account. My friend Nick helped me out. He was like, "Here you go, man. Any profits, you get to keep it. You just trade on this account. Whatever happens, happens. It's all right. It took me forever. I finally accepted it, and now I'm trading on that account. And there's nothing wrong with the truth, man. So, but now we're trading live. So now the markets are open already. It's 4:03 p.m. in Texas. The markets open up at 4 in Texas. So the market's been open for like 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes. So I'm in some trades now on that same account that I just showed you. I'm in some trades now. We'll see how it is. The trades I'm in now, there's one that's still in the lower time frame, which I think is going to get stopped out. I don't remember which pair it's on, but right now the stop loss is at 200. Target profits at 200. It's already in drawdown of like $120. So it looks like that one's going to get stopped out. I might pull the plug on that one. But the other ones that I'm in are actual DCA trades, like I've been trading for the last 6 to 7 months on the higher time frames. So we'll see how those go. Maybe February is a different month. When I'll make a new video, I don't know. I really don't know. If I have another bad month, I'll talk about it. I'll just come here and do like a monthly analysis, or a month that I feel like I've really learned something and I need to like share it. Or unless I have like a pretty good month, I'm like, okay, this is, I remember that video I made where I talked about everything I did wrong. Well, this is everything that I did right and things that I still learned, and this is the month. And I'll show you guys my entries and show you like what I was looking for and what I was doing and how I managed different trades. But it's a lot of fun, man. Trading is a lot of fun. It teaches you a lot about yourself in life. And it's kind of like a video game, other than you make money from this video game and you actually get better from it. So it's great. I'm glad to be on the path I am. I'm glad to even have a YouTube channel. I'm glad to even be on this path. It's funny because I was going to make a YouTube. When I was doing the marketing agency thing, I was recording my journey, but I never posted it. I have so many videos, but I probably didn't make any videos of it because I wasn't really passionate about it. I didn't really care about doing it. Trading is different. This is like, I live for this, bro. This is too fun. It's too fun. And it teaches me a lot. So that's it, man. That is it. I promise. That's all I have to say for this video. If you watched it, it's like almost an hour. If you watched all this, man, thank you. It means a lot, bro. I appreciate any support. I've always been kind of shy to kind of post on YouTube and talk about stuff like this. Been very, very shy about it. But with trading, it's kind of like, you know what? I don't care, bro. This is just a personal journey. We'll see what happens. But, again, I appreciate you if you watch this all, like, 58 minutes of this. You're a real one. And if you really wanted to learn, you probably watched all this just to take in some information and learn something. But that's all I got, man. So, again, thank you. And I don't know when I'll post again. Something will happen. I'm like, that's a good opportunity to record and I'll make a video. But other than that, y'all, it's a good Sunday. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day and have a good week, good trading week if you're trading, depending on when you're watching this. But I got nothing else. I'm going to go manage some trades, post this video, and that's it. I got work this whole week, man. Work don't stop. Work don't stop. So, heck yeah. Well, see ya. Let's